All right, can anybody tell me what a parallel line is?
The ones that don't cross. Next to each other and they don't cross.
Yep. Do you know any real life examples of parallel lines? Sticks. I mean,
Rulers.
Rulers. The two sides of the rulers. Yep.
A road.
A road. Yeah. Hopefully a road doesn't cross on the other side. Yeah.
Paper.
Yep. I'm glad they don't cross, or else that would cause some problems. Well, sometimes, but then there's stop signs to let you know, and all that lights, so you don't run into the issue.
What about the four-way roads? Those cross.
Yeah, they do. And that's why they got always stops on them and all that. I'm thinking, even just the ceiling and the floor here, I hope they're parallel, or else it would be caving on us.
This is parallel.
Yeah, this floor plate is
This is
I mean,
yeah, no, I swear that part of the floor is.
Come on, Frank.
He said
And
the chords.
yeah, Frank.
Why would I turn around?
All right. Well, what happened today? We're going to learn what happens when it's called a transversal cuts through a parallel line. And I actually brought in an example. If you guys are good, we can use it. Of two parallel lines cut by a transversal. So I'll show you here. See, the middle two lines are parallels, and then this line that intersects it right here, that's called the transversal. And so today, if you guys are behaving and not messing around with it, when you guys answer a question, I'll pass you the football, and you pass it back. But it can easily be taken away, so. All right, so let's start with the notes. So in this picture below, lines X and Y are, what we just said, parallel. So that means they do not cross. And line T is a transversal. So that's what we just talked about with that middle line in the football. All right. So if you guys, or I'll just do it. We're going to measure the different angles. Let's see what degrees they are. So it's kind of hard. So that goes all the way to about 50. Starts at 0, goes over to, we'll call it 50. And then if two angles are adjacent, what do they add up to? Do we remember? So what is A? 130. Why is it 130? They add up to what? 180. So that's called a supplementary, right? When two angles add up to 180? Yeah. And that means the vertical angles of each are what? They're congruent, so they're the same. So D would be what? 130. And then B and C are vertical, so they are also congruent. So C is what? 50.
I feel like my arm is moving.
Sounds good. All right. Then we go down here, and we measure this one too. Let's measure F. It's kind of hard because it's clear, unclear. Measure F. Or we'll measure H actually. Well, okay, never mind. So we know that these are 50, and it will just $130, and then these are just going to be the same as the top, so just fill it in. And what do you notice about the angle measurements? Can you list the ones that are the same in your blanks there, right below it? So like H, A, D, and what? And E all have a measure of what? Yep, 130. I'm going to grab a new marker because this one's at its life. And then what about the other angles? What are they at? Which ones add up to 50? F and G are all equal to 50. I mean, so there's that. And then I want you to, some of them are inside the two parallel lines, right? And some of them are outside, but some of them still like have the same angles as some inside. So I want to, for future reference, I want to label the interior or the inside. Say this is the classroom right here, and we're in the classroom with these two lines. So we're going to call it the interior. And then, any ideas what the outside would be? Exterior. Yep. And is there only one outside, or is there two? So I'm going to label the bottom one the exterior too. And this will help with our definitions in a second. Alright. So when you cut a line by a transversal, there's there's angle pairs that happen. And so there's a bunch of different ones, and we're just going to run through the list right now and try to make sense of what they mean and the relationships they have. So going down, we have first corresponding angles. Has anybody heard of that before? Probably not. You're probably familiar with a couple of them, but that one is probably new. So the definition is angles in the same relative position, angles in matching corners. So what does that mean? Well, if you're matching, is it going to be the same or different? Same. And same relative position. What do you think that means? Are they going to be flipping sides or the same side? Alright, so we know that the angles are going to be the same, and they're going to be on the same side. So do you guys see any that match that description? So this is, just focus on this side right here. What was that? A and E? Yep. So here we got a 130, and then we have its matching corner in E right here. So A, angle A, and angle E. Alright. What about D and H? Yes. Because again, they're facing the same direction. See, this angle is going down, and this angle is also going down, and they're on the same side. So they are, in fact, corresponding angles. All right. Well, if they're the same, the angle measurements are the same. What is this relationship? I said it earlier. It starts with a C. Congruent. Yep. So we have congruent. So they're congruent. So the corresponding angles are always going to be congruent to each other. All right, let's go to one that you're probably familiar with. Pick another color. So vertical angles. Vertical angles are pairs of opposite angles formed by intersecting lines. All right. Can anybody see any vertical angles on there? So just focus on the top or the bottom, one of the two. If vertical angles are opposite. So which ones are opposites? Speak up. G and F. So G and F are opposite corners, right? And they're formed by an intersecting line. So the intersecting line is this transversal. So this transversal forms these two vertical angles. So yes, F and G. And then B and C. Yep. What about A and D? Yep. It's basically just the corners. But what about A and H? No, because that intersecting, there's not an intersecting line that's forming them. They're on complete opposite sides. So we'll say A and D. And what's the relationship? Are they the same measure or something else? So we got angle F is 50 and angle G is 50. So are they congruent or? So these two are both congruent. I'm seeing a pattern here. Let's see if it stays that way though. Alright. So the third one is called a linear pair. A linear pair is when adjacent angles formed by intersecting lines that add up to 180. So angle A and B, would that be one? If it's adjacent. So is A and B adjacent to each other? It means side. Does angle A and B share a side? Yeah. This side right here. And do they add up to 180? So that way, that means that they're linear pairs. So angle A and B are linear pairs. All right, I gotta bring out the football. Who's got another one? Oh, of course Frank raises his hand. Don't be joking. E and F. Yep. All right. I'll take it back, Frank. Love that. All right, so are these congruent? No, because they're different angles. So what's a term that Keith said earlier when something adds up to 180? What does it mean? They are blank angles. So we have nobody knows when two angles add up to 180? That's 90 degrees. Can you toss it to her in the back? Gotta catch it. All that. Oh. Good thing it's a supplementary, yes. So supplementary angles are,
Not close, you aimed for my face. You talking about the answer.
yes. A lot of people get them confused, but a way to remember that is C comes first, and 90 degrees is smaller than 180. So S is later. Let's see if you got it. Got it. We're good. It wasn't even close. Come on.
It was like 3 feet away.
I got it. I got it. I may play soccer, but I can catch. All right. The next one. Number 4. Alternate interior angles. They are angles inside. Well, that term interior should give it away. Yeah, what do you think exterior is, Frank? Look at that.
So small.
Angles inside the parallel lines and on opposite sides of the transversal. So which line is the transversal? Well, the lines are up here. Line T. Yep, line T is the transversal. Okay, so we know that the angles have to be inside. So we're ignoring up the exterior sides and opposite sides of the transversal. So you see any? Opposite sides. And alternate. What do you think alternate means?
Other side of everything.
Yeah, Keith? D and E. Yeah, that's one of them. There's one more. There's only 2 of them. You can pass it right up to Brody. Pretty far past.
Wait, what you said?
There's one more. There should be one more. So he's got angle D and E.
A and H.
A and H? Well, we're talking about interior
Oh my. C and F. No.
C and F. You get the next one, Frank. All right, so that's the two. Okay, are they? So we have our supplementary and congruent. Are they one of those 2? So angles C and F. Are they congruent or supplementary? Congruent, because they're the same. All right, let's move on to alternate exterior angles. What do you think the second word is, Frank? Angles blank. You just outside. Yep. Outside the parallel lines and on opposite sides of the transversal. All right. Seems like pretty similar. Instead of the inside, we're looking at the outsides now, the exteriors. So, anyone see anyone? Let's go. Yeah, Brody's got the first one, and then toss it to Frank for the second one.
A and H.
A and H. Yep. So he did say it, but he got it this time. A and H is one of them. All right, Frank. What's the missing one?
G and B.
G and B. Yep. All right. So you got it. Hold your football, Frank, please. All right, 2 more.
Oh, I.
Same side interior angles. All right, angles inside the parallel lines and on the same side of the transversal. All right, so again, we're just talking about the interior angles. And now we want the same side. Frank, you got the football.
So, interior, C and D.
C and D. Oh, the same side of the transversal.
I didn't know.
All right, Frank.
C and E.
C and E.
That was a close one.
You gotta give up the football now. I saw Zakari. Zakari had his hand up. So. E and F. Again, the same side of the transversal. So this is the transversal here. Line T is the transversal. So we want same side interior angles. So you said E and F, right? D and what? What did you say? So same side. So this is the transversal, and we want angles that are on the same side of the transversal. So are E and F the same side of the transversal? D and F? Oh, okay. Well, I've just been... I don't have good ears. He's got the ball. Keith's got the ball right now. All right. So what's the relationship here? Are they congruent? Or I saw Brody.
What? That's crazy. Because
He got me mixed up.
supplementary
Yep, because they add up to what, Brody?
180.
180. Not 90?
No.
No. It's complementary.
I
Yeah.
know all these really. I'll try to do it now.
All right. Last one. Last is definition. All right. Same side exterior angles. So angles outside the parallel lines and on the same side as of the transversal. All right, so same side exterior angles. Now we're looking at the outsides of this.
Oh, nah.
Hey, I'll let Brody pick. Gabe hasn't talked, so pass it to Gabe.
So the same side.
Yep, same side.
Side, right?
Yep, same side outside.
Okay. G and A.
G and A, yep, you got it.
It was a close one for a second.
All right, Gabe, take your pick. Let's solve on the next one.
Bro, I'm about to.
Frank. That's how you lose the football, Frank.
Oh, that's my bad.
He's the best mind.
After this, B and H. Yep.
We're looking at the same page.
All right, and then someone that hasn't talked yet. What's the relationship? My bad.
Yeah, Frank definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, she's the one who hasn't talked.
Yep. Supplementary. Yep. Very good. All right. Perfect. Everyone got that? I'll give you. Because what do they add up to?
I am.
All right. All right. Now that we have all our definitions, we can actually solve just knowing one. We can solve all of them. So Any ideas where we should start?
No, I don't.
Top of the page.
Football.
Oh, shoot. Where should we start?
Yeah, I'll label them for you so it's easier. Angle 1,
Oh, why is that sticky?
angle 2. Because it's been in my garage for 6 years.
Oh,
6 years?
Yeah, I soaked it in water, though, don't worry.
brand new.
Oh, angle 4. Because I never used it. I don't play football.
I play football.
All right, Frank. Frank, where should we start?
Where should we start?
We know angle 1 is 75.
Uh-huh. Angle 2?
Angle 2? What's angle 2?
So it equals up to...
Yeah, you're supposed to say it.
Oh, it's up to one... Oh, so... Oh, 105, 105. I'm like that. I'm like that. Stop cheating. You cheater.
105.
He was actually from the same
All right. Let's use one of our definitions. So let's find a corresponding angle to one of the two. Can anyone find a corresponding angle? You can look back and see what it is. All right, Brody.
Oh, my bad. Oh. 2 angle 2?
Or 1. It doesn't matter.
Angle 1 is congruent to angle 4 and 5.
Oh, just give me a. We're trying to solve the angle measures. Angle measures. So, why is it congruent to angle 4? Why is 1 congruent to angle 4?
Same size. No. Like the same angle. Oh.
What's the term for it? There is a term for it.
It's congruent.
It's congruent, but for one of our definitions,
It's 2.
angle 1 and 4 are what?
It's 2 and 3. Oh, 1 and 4. Vertical angles?
Vertical angles, yeah.
2 and 1.
So vertical angles are congruent. So that means that one's 75 as well. All right. Now that we know angle 4, what's angle 6? Yeah, what's the relationship?
What's the relationship?
Yeah, what's the definition or the term for it? We know they're on the same side, right?
Yeah, so,
The same side what?
same side interior angles.
And what does that mean? What are they? Are they the same or are they supplementary?
They're different.
All right.
Yeah, supplementary.
So what does angle 6 have to be? 105. All right. Now, angle. What about angle 1 and 5?
Same thing.
Are they the same thing? Well, they're matching corners. So which one is that?
Got it. I believe in you.
They're matching corners. It's in one of the definitions.
It's in the most definition. In examples.
What's the first one?
Yes.
Corresponding angles. Yeah. So corresponding angles are what? Are they congruent?
Yes.
So that means, oh, this. What am I doing? This is 75. Okay.
Except the supplementary. Stuff. So I gotta write that.
All right. All right. Angle 6 and 3. What's the relationship between angle 6 and 3? Do you actually know it, Frank?
I might, but I might not. But yes, it is. It's what I remember the guy real quick.
All right. Pass it to Frank. Let's see what he gets.
So let's see. So 3 to 6.
3 and 6.
Right.
Angle 6 and 3.
Let's look back to the notes.
Are they inside or
Wait,
outside?
stop cheating! Let me do it by myself. Alright, so it'll be inside, so it'll be
Interior.
So C and F. C and F, that'll be congruent, transversal, inside. So they'll both be 105, and that'll be congruent.
And what's the term? What's the term for it? We know they're interior, but is it same side interior or alternate interior?
6 and 3.
But the terms we have alternate interior angles. We have same side interior angles.
Oh, I see it now. It is alternate interior angles.
Yep.
I like that. I like that.
That means they're the same.
Everybody doubted me except Keith.
All right. So angle 1 and 8. Angle 1 and 8.
I got it. Wait, can I do it?
I'll have someone else. I guess Brody.
Oh, I know this name.
No.
Give it to Devine. He knows everything.
What's the term for angle 1 and 8?
Angle 1 and 8.
Yeah.
They're congruent and
There.
where is it?
So they're outside.
Sorry, it's lost my place. They're alternate and on opposite sides of the transversal.
So they're alternate what?
Alternate exterior transversal.
Angles. Alternate exterior angles.
Yeah.
So that means they're the same? So 75. And then we got one more. What's angle 7?
Angle 7. Oh, I know this one.
105. And there's plenty of ways you can get that. I mean, it can be a vertical angle. It can be a corresponding angle with these, angle 3 and 7. Or it can be an alternate exterior angle, 105. So, when doing this, notice that when the parallel lines are crossed by transversal, any pair of the angles formed will either be what or what. So what are these two big relationship words that we're using? So Brody, you get one and then toss it off.
Interior?
Well, the relationships
Oh.
between the angles. Like congruent and then toss it off. What's the other term? Supplementary. Very good. All right.
We're obviously married.
Yeah, let's have someone besides Keith, Brody, and Frank do the next one.
We can ask this Tom. I think she knows.
Yeah. Let's wait till
Frank. All right. Now we got some practice with it. So we know that line R is parallel to line S. Okay, so these two lines are parallel. This is bad. And then we know that the measure of angle 2 is 55. All right, so that's 55 degrees. And now it's asking us to find the measure of angle 3. And also, how do we know? So what's the relationship or the term that we use? So someone besides Frank, angle 2 and 3, what's that? And Keith. I want someone that hasn't talked yet.
Frank, put that hand down. Yeah, he also said.
So you can pass it to Lydia. Lydia, I think she knows it. So of those terms, what's angle 2 and 3? So go back to your terms, your 8 terms. And what do you notice about angle 2 and 3? They are what angles? Are they are congruent, but which one of these terms shows us that they're congruent? Are they matching corners? So no, so they're not corresponding. Are they vertical angles? Are they opposite from each other? Yeah. So they are vertical angles, and that means that they are congruent. So we would put measure of angle 3, angle 3 equals 55, and we know that because they're vertical angles. And then, so now we want to find the measure of angle 7. So we know that this is 55 as well. So how would we find angle 7? So angle 7 is, there's actually two ways we could do it. Pass it to one of them. We're good, we're good.
Wait, do I do it from 3 to 7 or 2 to 7?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Either way, should work.
Alternate exterior angles.
Yep, so that's angle 2 and 7.
Yeah.
Angle 2 and 7 are opposite interior or exterior angles, so that means they are what?
Congruent.
Congruent. So angle 7 is also 55. So angle 7 equals 55 degrees, and we know that because they're exterior, alternate exterior angles. And what about if we went from 3 to 7? What would the term be for that? If they're matching corners.
So 3 to 7. So
Alright, Frank, if you don't know it, don't take it.
So they would be a. They would be a.
They are congruent, we know that. But one of the terms, I want one of the eight angle relationships. The terms.
Alright, so they would be.
So on here, one of these.
Matching corresponding. Right.
Yep.
Oh, I love that.
Alright, so they could also be corresponding angles. And that's angle 3 and 7. And that's for angle 2 and angle 7. Alright, moving on to the next one. So line J is parallel to line K. And we know that angle 5 equals 102. Yeah, that's what it says. So find the measure of angle 4. Alright, so angle 4 is right here. Are they outside or inside? Yep, so, and are they the same side or not? Alright, pass it.
Alternate.
Yep, so they're alternate. And then we said they're interior. angles, and that means they are what? Are they supplementary or are they congruent?
Oh, do I answer
Yeah, you can answer that.
that? Oh, they can do it.
So they're congruent. So that means angle 4 is equal to 102. Angle 4 equals 102. Alright, now we want to find the measure of angle 1. What's angle 1 and 4? What's the relationship? Are they corresponding? Are they vertical? Are they linear pairs?
So you said,
They're opposite. If they're opposite of each other. Come on, Frank.
opposite. Oh, vertical.
You should know that one. Yep. So they're vertical angles. And that means they're the same. They're congruent. So angle 1 is equal to 102. Alright, now these last ones, I want you guys to try on your own real quick. And then we'll come back and review them. So it's using the picture from questions 3 and 4. Mark the following statements as true and false, and correct any false statements in the space on the right. We'll double check. Alright, so Gabe has the first one for us. Gabe, what did you get for the first one? And why was that? So they're outside, remember? They're the same side. Same side exterior. Yep. So this is false because they're not corresponding angles. They're same side exterior angles. Alright, what about angle 3 and 5? Are they congruent angles? Can you pass it along, Gabe? Why is it false? And how do we know that?
Shoot. Because it has to equal to.
So are they? Why is that? Because they're interior, right?
Yeah.
And
Now they're same side.
they're on the same side. So same side interior angles, and we know those are actually supplementary. All right, angle 1 and 8 are alternate interior angles. All right, Brody.
Oh, I don't know this. It's false.
Why is it false?
Because they're exterior, not interior.
All right. Good eye. Exterior. All right, 2 more. Angle 5 and angle 8 are vertical. All right, Keith, go for it. True. They are, because they're opposite of each other. All right, last one. Angle 1 and angle 7 are supplementary angles.
You're closer to that.
Alright. So it's true?
It's true?
Yes, sir.
They're supplementary? Angle 1 and angle 7 are supplementary? How do you know? Come on, Frank.
Alright, so
You got a
what is
50% chance. I need you to understand it.
supplementary because they're on the exact same side, and but they don't equal the same ones. Like one's 82 and one's 105.
So same side, and they're inside or outside? So same side exterior angles. And we know that those same side exterior angles are supplementary.
Yeah.
So you got it right, but you gotta explain it too.
Oh, I have to explain it right now?
Well, you just did.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
No, is
All
there
right.
like glue on this? Is this like
It doesn't matter, Frank. It's a football.
what?
Can someone give me a number 1 through 9?
7.
Oh, I heard a lot of 7s. All right, we're gonna do this one real quick. So number 7 on the homework. So using this picture up here, we're gonna figure out and solve all the other problems. So we know we have if the measure of angle 7 is 115, okay. Find the measure of angle 2. So what is the relationship? Let's start with that. So are they inside or outside?
Exterior.
So they're exterior. And are they the same side or alternate? Alternate. So what do we know about exterior or alternate exterior angles?
They're same.
They're the same. That means angle 2, angle 115.
You just got